Hey everyone, so if at any point in the video you enjoy what you see, make sure to leave a like and subscribe with the post notifications on. But all that aside, I hope you enjoy the video. Hey everyone, so I know what you're probably thinking. Eric, you're actually uploading consistently? What's wrong with you? And to answer that question, there's a lot of things wrong with me. I can't really pinpoint one specific thing. But all jokes aside, I've decided that I want to be more consistent with this YouTube channel, and I've decided to take action. Because I've come to the realization that I like making these videos too much just to upload them once every month. And also, there's now more people who are watching my videos, and I feel like I have more of a responsibility to give you people content and just kind of throw it at you in hopes that you don't leave out of boredom. But yeah, I'm gonna try to upload weekly from now on. Keyword there is try, because if I'm being realistic, this is probably gonna fail and just blow up in my face. Now, for some reason, a lot of you people wanted to see a room tour, so you will be getting a room tour soon. Obviously, I'm not gonna be doing it now because, as you can see, my room is kind of a mess right now and I'm too lazy to clean it up. I've been here for maybe a week and it's literally already disgusting. I'm also gonna be introducing you to my roommate sometime soon because also I've been getting a lot of questions about him for some reason. I promise he's not that interesting. He's just a regular person. Now here's the thing, if I'm being honest, I'm a little worried about putting my roommate in my videos. I'm scared that if I introduce you people to my roommate, you guys will all like him instead and then demand that he takes over the channel and then he'll overthrow me. So basically I'm worried that you guys are gonna like him and completely forget about me and hate me. But you can expect to see those videos soon on the channel. I don't really know when they're gonna come out, but they'll be out eventually, I guess. But in today's video, I kind of just wanted to recap with you people how my first week of college has gone. Because for some reason, a lot of you people have actually been asking me, Eric, how are you doing in college? Which is actually really nice because my parents don't really check in on me, so it's nice to see that someone actually cares. So just as a refresher for some of you people, I am currently a sophomore at Loyola, Chicago. So the first thing I kind of want to touch on is the classes I'm taking and my overall impression of them. Now this year I made sure that I wasn't going to sign up for any 8 a.m. classes because I did that all last year and it was pretty terrible. There were a lot of times where I slept through my alarm and missed a lot of class. I'm sorry if you're watching this, Mom. So this year I made sure to sign up for some 10 a.m. classes, some 12 p.m. classes, some 1 p.m. classes, classes at a reasonable time for teenagers to take. So the first class that I'm taking is a modern art class. Now basically the way that my school works is that you need to take an art credit in order to graduate. That could be either taking a painting class, a drawing class, a dance class, or even an art history class. Now since I don't really know how to hold my pencil correctly, and yes, you heard me right, I literally don't know how to hold the pencil. I literally hold my pencil like this is how I write. Please don't bully me in the comments because I was really bullied for this in middle school because they couldn't find anything else to pick on me for. Which, looking back on it, in middle school, there was a lot of stuff you could have made fun of me for, the least of which would be the way I hold my pencil. But I didn't want to take one of those drawing classes because I don't have any artistic skill, and as I said, I can't hold my pencil correctly. So I decided to take an art history class. So I walk in the first day of class, I'm wearing this bright orange rain jacket because it was raining outside, and I decide to go sit at the front to assert my dominance over the entire class. And things are going pretty well, the professor seems cool, it overall seems like a pretty cool class. But then the professor puts an image on the screen, and it's a painting of a bunch of rectangles and squares painted in or whatever, and she says to the class, "What do you see, class? What do you see in this painting?" And I'm thinking to myself, well, I see some rectangles, I see some squares, and I see some colors. And then she goes into this really in-depth explanation about how that piece of art is more than just a bunch of rectangles and squares. So after that explanation, I kind of felt like an idiot. So that class is going pretty well. The next class I'm taking is a reporting class, which is cool that I'm finally taking something related to my major. I'm also taking a communications class about new media, which seems pretty cool. The professor actually seems really great. She has tattoos, which you automatically know if you have a professor that has tattoos, they're automatically the coolest person in the world. But also the tests and quizzes are all open note, and we can talk to people while we take them. So that's already my favorite class. I'm also taking a class about the Hebrew Bible, which actually is pretty fascinating. Like, I don't know if you people have ever read the Bible, but there's some pretty wacky stories in there. It's actually kind of cool. Also, the first day of class, the teacher like split us up into groups and she paired me with a girl. And I'm not trying to flex or anything, but I made a joke and the girl I was working with laughed at my joke. So Operation Get Eric a Girlfriend is actually going pretty well. I'm also taking a class about logic, which I'm already 2 classes in and I'm already extremely confused and have no idea what's going on, so that's always great. But yeah, classes so far are fine. I mean, we're not really that far into the school year yet. I imagine things will start to get really bad towards the end of next week. I'll probably start questioning my sanity by like next Thursday. So the next thing I kind of wanted to touch on is my dorm and my overall impressions of this lovely place that I live in. Now, at first I wasn't really looking forward to living here, and the reason was because my roommate and I got literally the last pick to pick a dorm, and this was one of the last options. So we were like, oh, this is like one of the last options. This place like definitely sucks. And also, all the people who I talked to also said that this place wasn't really that great. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you people, I actually kind of like it here. I have a lot more space than I did last year. Like, here's the crazy thing about this room. This room is actually big enough for like a human being to walk in. Like, I don't think you people understand. Like, look at all of this space that I have. And a lot of you people are probably thinking, Eric, your room doesn't even look that big. Like, why are you overreacting? Well, compared to last year, this room is like basically a mansion. Last year, I had like no space to walk, so this is quite the upgrade. And you people will be getting a room tour soon. I know you can't contain your excitement right now. You're absolutely thrilled. I guess the only downside to this whole place is that in the lounge we have a TV, but it doesn't work. My roommate and I spent like 30 minutes the other day trying to figure out how to work the TV, and we couldn't. And by my roommate and I mean mainly my roommate. He was the one trying to figure it out. I was just kind of sitting there and cheering him on. Next thing I kind of wanted to touch on was like my social life so far. I know this may come as a surprise to some of you people, but I haven't been incredibly social. I've spent a lot of my times hanging out with my roommate, hanging out in my room, hanging out in the library. That's where all the cool kids hang out, by the way, is in the library. Now, I will say I have met a few new people, which is always nice. I definitely am less shy and I'm more confident when I'm talking to people. I am more outgoing than I was before, definitely. But for the most part, I've just kind of been hanging out and just like chilling, I guess. When it comes to parties, which is like a big part of the whole social life at college, I don't really get invited to any. This really shouldn't come as a surprise to any of you people. And honestly, if I were invited to parties, I probably wouldn't go to them in the first place. I hear stories all the time of what people do at the beginning of the school year, whether it be doing illegal drugs and drinking underage, and that just doesn't really seem like my thing. I've mentioned this before, but that's not really like my idea of a good time. Like, my idea of a good time is just kind of like hanging out. And I guess sometimes I do feel like I'm missing out as a part of the college experience. Like, oh, everybody goes to college and everyone parties and drinks and does drugs. That's just a part of the college experience. And there's a part of me that feels that way sometimes, but then I'm like, I don't know, I don't really think I would have fun like doing those kinds of things. And it really does suck because parties are a way to meet people, and I'm kind of eliminating that form of meeting people by not going to them. But also at the end of the day, I think I'm happier just kind of like hanging out here. So I don't know. Maybe this is just me trying to come to terms with that I'm a loser who doesn't really like to party. I don't know. I've also had a handful of people like message me on Instagram asking to hang out. I'm guessing these people are like people who've seen my YouTube videos before, and through watching them they're like, hey, this guy seems pretty cool. Maybe I should hang out with him. Which, first of all, I'm flattered that if someone thinks that I'm worthy of hanging out with, I promise you I'm not that interesting, but if you want to hang out with me, like, let's do it. But a common thing I've been getting is, hey Eric, love your videos. We should hang out sometime. Let me know when you're free. And this kind of puts me in a weird position, and you're probably thinking, Eric, what are you talking about? Like, that's not weird. Like, that seems pretty ideal. People want to hang out with you. Like, dude, you're the coolest guy ever. But the reason why it kind of puts me in a weird position is because a lot of the time they're putting the ball in my court. They're like, hey, you let us know when you want to hang out. Like, reach out to us. Because a lot of the time I'm too nervous to initiate that conversation, to be like, hey, let's hang out at this day, at this time. For whatever reason, I'm just like too nervous. If I had someone reach out to me saying, let's hang out at this day, at this time, at this place, I'd be all for it because they're giving me a time. They're saying, let's do this at this place. And I'd be like, sure, let's go. But when the situation goes into my hands, I just kind of panic and don't know what to do with it. And I know this may sound kind of silly, and believe me, I understand that it sounds kind of silly. Honestly, I think it's just like my anxiety acting up in really weird ways. But hopefully I'll get better with handling that kind of stuff as the year progresses, I guess. I don't know. As for extracurricular activities, I'm going to be doing the broadcast show that I did last year. For those of you who are unfamiliar, last year I did a student-run broadcast show. We basically like covered sports. I did on-camera stuff. I did off-camera stuff. It was a lot of fun, so I'm doing that again this year. Maybe this year I'll also do an intramural sport this year too, because I'm too lazy to go to the gym, so maybe like once a week I could just run on a field and like play flag football. I guess the one fear I have with that is that I'll kind of embarrass myself playing football because, believe it or not, I'm not the most athletic person in the world. It's shocking, I know. The last thing I kind of wanted to touch on was like the whole YouTube thing here. For those of you who don't know, when you look up my school on YouTube, I'm one of the first things to pop up. My face in all its glory is right there at the top of the suggested videos. So this year especially, I was expecting people to know who I was, and I don't want to sound like, oh, I'm above everyone and I'm a celebrity, because that couldn't be further from the truth. Like, I'm still a nobody. Nobody knows who I am. But I knew that there's some people who look up my school and my videos are going to be the ones that pop up. And there's also incoming freshmen looking up my school and my video is going to pop up. So obviously I knew there was going to be a few people who, you know, might know who I am. So it's safe to say that this week I've heard the phrase, hey, aren't you that YouTube guy? Several times this week. I remember the other day I was just sitting by the lake taking in the great view when I saw this person just staring at me wide-eyed. And I was thinking to myself, oh, is like my zipper down? Is there a stain on my shirt? Like, well, why is this guy staring at me? And then he comes up to me and he said, hey, I watch your YouTube videos. I love your videos. He was super cool. He was one of the people who was telling me that, like, when you search up my school, I'm one of the first things to pop up. And he said to me, he was like, you know, you're basically like the face of Loyola. Which, if that's the case, and I'm the face of Loyola, I apologize to my school. You could have someone a lot better representing you, like 100 times better. I also had someone say to me, hey Eric, I'm subscribed, as they were walking in like the opposite direction. And I said thank you, and before I could say anything else, they were already like halfway down the street. I also got recognized in an elevator, which was kind of cool. The person was really nice. He was like, hey dude, your videos are funny. And I was like, thanks man. That means a lot. So it is nice to know that people at my school find these videos mildly funny, I guess. But that's all I pretty much have to say in today's video. I really appreciate you just like sitting and listening to all of this stuff I had to say. I know I kind of just threw out a bunch of like college stuff at you. So it really does mean a lot that you people are watching these videos and are actually interested in what I have to say. It really means a lot. I've just been having a lot of college related thoughts that I've been wanting to share recently, and what better way to share it than publish it online for the entire world to see. But if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and also leave a comment letting me know of what you thought of today's video. And also, if you have not already, make sure to subscribe to this channel because I want to hit 4,000 subscribers. I think if we hit 4,000 subscribers, maybe my parents will talk to me again. But thank you so much for watching the video. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next time.
Now my team on brothers I ride with, though I got no whip. Brothers we scheme, tryna cuff a bad bitch. Saw this light skin shorty that can rock them hips. Goddamn, but she frontin', say she only messing with the finest. Well, Caroline, oh Caroline, here's a nigga.